Imagine a delightful day where you feel confident, joyful, and productive. You're immersed in a project you're passionate about, savoring a pleasant lunch with friends, and looking forward to a relaxing evening at home. Everything seems perfect until someone disrespects you, perhaps a rude comment from a stranger, a snarky remark from a colleague, a hurtful joke from a friend, or harsh criticism from a family member. Suddenly, you feel angry, hurt, or insecure, and your mood, day, or even life feels ruined. In these moments, it's easy to become consumed by negative emotions, lashing out or dwelling on the disrespect, allowing it to undermine your inner peace and well-being. However, the ancient Stoics possessed a remarkable resilience in the face of disrespect. They lived during an era rife with slavery, oppression, violence, and injustice, enduring criticism, mockery, and hostility from enemies, rivals, and even friends. Yet, they cultivated a profound ability to maintain their serenity, happiness, and virtue, even in the face of immense adversity. The Stoics developed a set of principles and practices that enabled them to cope with disrespect without compromising their inner tranquility. These teachings, which have withstood the test of time, offer invaluable wisdom for navigating the challenges of our modern world with grace, rationality, and dignity. In this comprehensive guide, we will explore 10 profound Stoic lessons that can help you handle disrespect while preserving your inner peace and well-being. Drawing from the wisdom of renowned Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, these lessons will empower you to respond to disrespect with calmness, wisdom, and strength, ultimately improving yourself, your relationships, and your life. Lesson 1. Detaching from personal offense. The first lesson is to refrain from taking disrespect personally. This means not allowing it to impact your self-worth, identity, or happiness. It means resisting the temptation to feel inferior, ashamed, or guilty, and avoiding anger, resentment, or vengeance. Why? Because disrespect is not about you. It's a reflection of the other person's ignorance, insecurity, prejudice, envy, fear, or pain. It's a projection of their flaws, problems, and issues, having nothing to do with your character, values, or actions. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." When we take disrespect personally, we grant others the power to define us and dictate our emotions. However, when we detach from personal offense, we reclaim our autonomy and inner freedom. The next time someone disrespects you, pause and reflect on the true nature of their actions. Recognize that their disrespect stems from their own inner turmoil, insecurities, and limitations. It has nothing to do with you. Imagine their words and actions as ripples on the surface of a pond, temporary disturbances that do not penetrate the depths of your true self. Ignore it, shrug it off, or laugh it off, remembering that you are not what they say you are. You are what you think, do, and choose to be. Lesson 2. Considering the source. The second lesson is to consider the source of the disrespect. This means not taking disrespect at face value, not accepting it as true, valid, or justified, and not allowing it to influence your self-image, self-esteem, or self-respect. Why? Because disrespect is often based on false, biased, or incomplete information, assumptions, stereotypes, rumors, ignorance, misunderstanding, misinterpretation, envy, jealousy, malice, irrationality, emotionality, or impulsivity. As Epictetus advised, when someone criticizes you, don't be upset. Examine the criticism. If it's true, correct yourself. If it's not, ignore it. When we blindly accept disrespect at face value, we risk being deceived misled or fooled by false narratives and flawed perceptions. Instead, cultivate the wisdom to critically examine the source of disrespect. You know yourself better than anyone else, your strengths, weaknesses, virtues, vices, goals, dreams, passions, purposes, facts, reasons, evidence, and logic. Use this self-knowledge as a lens through which to filter the disrespect, questioning its validity and challenging its assumptions. Perhaps the person disrespecting you is acting out of envy, projecting their own insecurities onto you. Or maybe they are operating from a place of ignorance, lacking the full context or understanding of your situation. By considering the source, you can separate the truth from falsehood, bias, and incompleteness, preventing the disrespect from distorting your self-perception or undermining your confidence. Lesson 3. Choosing your battles wisely. The third lesson is to choose your battles wisely. This means not reacting to every instance of disrespect, not engaging with every disrespecter, not arguing with every disrespectful remark, and not fighting with every disrespectful person. Why? Because disrespect is not worth your time, energy, attention, or peace of mind. It's not worth your stress, frustration, anger, or resentment, and it's not worth compromising your dignity, integrity, honor, or virtue. As Seneca advised, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. When we react impulsively to every act of disrespect, we risk being dragged down into a cycle of negativity, bitterness, and retaliation. This not only compromises our inner peace, but also our character, values, and principles. Instead, cultivate the wisdom to discern which battles are worth fighting and which are better left unengaged. Not every disrespectful comment or action warrants a response sometimes. The most powerful response is no response at all. Reserve your energy and attention for the truly consequential matters and let the petty disrespect slide. When faced with disrespect, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my time and energy? Is this battle truly significant? Or am I reacting out of ego, anger, or hurt? If the answer is the latter, then choose to walk away, ignore the disrespect, or let it pass without engagement. Trust that by preserving your dignity and inner tranquility, you are the ultimate victor, rising above the pettiness and negativity that could otherwise consume you. Lesson 4. Responding with reason. The fourth lesson is to respond with reason. This means not allowing disrespect to affect your judgment, logic, rationality, or wisdom. It means not letting it cloud your mind, thoughts, opinions, or decisions, and not letting it distort your perception, understanding, knowledge, or truth. Why? Because disrespect is often irrational, illogical, unreasonable, or unwise, based on fallacies, errors, mistakes, flaws, emotions, impulses, instincts, habits, biases, prejudices, preferences, or tastes. As Marcus Aurelius advised, the best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. When we respond to disrespect with irrationality, emotionality, or impulsivity, we risk compromising our reason, judgment, and wisdom, the very faculties that enable us to navigate life's challenges with clarity and discernment. Instead, cultivate the discipline to respond to disrespect with reason, evidence, and logic. Ground yourself in the facts, arguments, and truths that you know to be self-evident, using them as anchors to steady your mind and prevent it from being clouded by the distortions of disrespect. Perhaps someone disrespects you by making unfounded accusations or spreading malicious rumors. Rather than reacting emotionally or indulging in irrational counterattacks, calmly present the evidence that refutes their claims, appealing to reason and truth. Or maybe someone criticizes your work or ideas in a harsh, dismissive manner. Instead of lashing out or taking it personally, rationally deconstruct their critique, separating valid feedback from baseless attacks, and using the former as an opportunity for growth and improvement. By responding with reason, you not only maintain your inner tranquility, but also demonstrate the strength of your character and the depth of your wisdom. In doing so, you rise above the irrationality and emotionality of disrespect, embodying the Stoic ideal of the sage, a beacon of reason and virtue in a turbulent world. Lesson 5. Learning from disrespect. The fifth lesson is to learn from disrespect. This means not allowing it to be a negative, useless, or harmful experience, a setback, failure, or loss, or a waste of time, energy, attention, or peace of mind. Why? Because disrespect can be a positive, useful, or beneficial experience, a challenge, test, or trial, a feedback opportunity, a lesson, or a chance for growth. It can be an opportunity to improve yourself, your skills, knowledge, or character. As Epictetus said, difficulties are things that show a person what they are. When we approach disrespect with a growth mindset, we can transform it from a source of pain and negativity into a catalyst for self-improvement and personal evolution. Perhaps someone's disrespectful comments reveal blind spots or areas for growth that you had been unaware of. Rather than reacting defensively or dismissing their feedback outright, approach it with an open and curious mind. Examine their critique objectively, separating any valid points from the disrespectful delivery, and use those insights to identify opportunities for self-development. Or maybe the disrespect you experienced was rooted in misunderstanding or a lack of communication. Rather than wallowing in resentment, use it as a chance to reflect on how you can improve your communication skills, empathy, or ability to bridge divides and foster mutual understanding. Even in cases where the disrespect seems entirely unjustified or rooted in the other person's biases or prejudices, you can still use it as an opportunity to cultivate greater patience, compassion, and emotional resilience. By refusing to let it become a source of negativity or bitterness, you reclaim your power and transform the experience into a step on your journey of personal growth. Lesson 6. Forgive and forget. The sixth lesson is to forgive and forget. This means not holding a grudge against the person who disrespected you, not seeking revenge, retaliation, or retribution, and not harboring resentment, bitterness, or hatred. It means not dwelling on the past hurt or pain. Why? Because forgiveness is good for you for your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health, your peace of mind, happiness, well-being, and growth, your relationships, communication, cooperation, and harmony. As Seneca said, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. When we cling to the disrespect, nursing our wounds and plotting revenge, we poison our own minds and hearts with negativity, anger, and resentment. This not only compromises our inner tranquility, but also our ability to move forward, grow, and thrive. True forgiveness does not mean condoning or excusing the disrespectful behavior. Rather, it means liberating yourself from the burden of carrying that pain and negativity. It means choosing to let go, not for the sake of the person who disrespected you, but for your own sake, for the sake of your well-being, your growth, and your inner freedom. Forgiveness is an act of self-love and self-care, a declaration that you will not allow the disrespect of others to define or limit you. It is a profound act of courage and strength, for it requires transcending the ego's impulse for retaliation and choosing instead to walk the higher path of compassion, understanding, and release. As you forgive and forget, visualize yourself shedding the weight of anger, hurt, and resentment, liberating your mind and heart to focus on the present moment and the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. You are bigger, stronger, wiser, and better than the disrespect you've endured. You have more to offer, more to give, and more to live for. Embrace forgiveness and reclaim your inner freedom. Lesson 7. Respecting yourself. The seventh lesson is to respect yourself. This means not letting disrespect damage your self-respect, self-confidence, self-esteem, or self-love. It means not allowing it to make you doubt yourself, your abilities, your potential, or your worth. It means not letting it make you hate yourself, your body, your personality, or your life. Why? Because self-respect is the foundation of everything. Your happiness, success, fulfillment, purpose, dignity, integrity, honor, virtue, relationships, communication, cooperation, and harmony. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When we allow disrespect to erode our self-respect, we compromise the very foundation upon which our well-being and personal growth are built. We become susceptible to self-doubt, self-loathing, and a diminished sense of our own worth and potential. True self-respect is an unshakable conviction in your inherent value, dignity, and worth as a human being. It is a deep reverence for your own unique gifts, talents, and capabilities, and a commitment to nurturing and expressing them in service of your highest goals and aspirations. When faced with disrespect, pause and remind yourself of your strengths, accomplishments, and the qualities that make you uniquely valuable and worthy of respect. Visualize yourself as a tree, with roots sunk deep into the earth, drawing nourishment from the soil of your self-respect. No matter how fiercely the winds of disrespect may blow, your roots remain firmly planted, your trunk and branches resilient and unshaken. Respect yourself, not because others respect you, but because you have chosen to honor the divinity within you, the spark of consciousness, creativity, and infinite potential that resides at your core. When you respect yourself in this way, no external disrespect can diminish your light or undermine your sense of self-worth. You become a beacon of dignity, integrity, and self-love, inspiring others to respect you simply by embodying the fullness of your own respect for yourself. Lesson 8. Respecting others. The eighth lesson is to respect others. This means not letting disrespect make you disrespect others in turn. It means not letting it make you rude, mean, harsh, or cruel. It means not letting it make you judgmental, critical, negative, or hostile. It means not letting it make you arrogant, superior, condescending, or patronizing. Why? Because respect is the key to everything your happiness, success, fulfillment, purpose, dignity, integrity, honor, virtue, relationships, communication, cooperation, and harmony. As Epictetus said, "We are not born for ourselves alone, but for our fellow men as well." When we respond to disrespect with more disrespect, we perpetuate a cycle of negativity, hostility, and division that ultimately benefits no one. We not only compromise our own integrity and virtue, but also our ability to foster healthy, harmonious relationships and communities. True respect is not a finite resource that can be depleted by the disrespect of others. Rather, it is an inexhaustible wellspring that flows from a deep reverence for the inherent dignity and worth of all human beings. When we approach others from this place of respect, we create the conditions for mutual understanding, cooperation, and growth, even in the face of disrespect or conflict. Perhaps someone disrespects you because they are operating from a place of fear, ignorance, or pain. Rather than meeting their disrespect with more negativity, respond with kindness, compassion, and a genuine desire to understand their perspective. By embodying respect, even in the face of disrespect, you have the power to disarm hostility and create the space for healing, growth, and transformation. Or maybe the disrespect you face stems from deeply ingrained biases, prejudices, or systemic injustices. In such cases, responding with respect does not mean condoning or excusing the disrespectful behavior. Rather, it means asserting your dignity and standing firm in your commitment to justice and equality, while still treating the disrespecter as a fellow human being worthy of basic dignity and respect. When you respect others, even in the face of disrespect, you become a living embodiment of the Stoic ideals of virtue, wisdom, and equanimity. You rise above the pettiness and negativity that could otherwise consume you, radiating a quality of presence, authenticity, and inner strength that commands respect without demanding it. In doing so, you not only preserve your own inner tranquility, but also contribute to the creation of a more harmonious, just, and compassionate world. Lesson 9. Setting boundaries. The 9th lesson is to set boundaries. This means not letting disrespect violate your boundaries, rights, needs, or preferences. It means not letting it invade your space, privacy, time, or energy. It means not letting it interfere with your goals, dreams, passions, or purposes. Why? Because boundaries are essential for everything: your happiness, success, fulfillment, purpose, dignity, integrity, honor, virtue, relationships, communication, cooperation, and harmony. As Seneca said, "It is not that we have so little time, but that we lose so much of it." When we fail to set and enforce healthy boundaries, we risk allowing disrespect to encroach upon and erode the sacred spaces, relationships, and pursuits that nourish our well-being and personal growth. Boundaries are not barriers or walls that separate us from others. Rather, they are the clear, compassionate delineation of what we will and will not accept in our lives. They are the lines we draw in the sand, asserting our right to protect our energy, time, and emotional well-being from that which does not serve our highest good. Perhaps someone repeatedly disrespects you by making unwanted comments or advances, violating your personal boundaries and sense of safety. In such cases, it is not only appropriate but necessary to firmly and clearly communicate your boundaries and to enforce them with strength and conviction if they are not respected. Or maybe the disrespect you face comes in the form of constant interruptions, demands on your time and energy, or infringements upon your ability to pursue your goals and aspirations. Setting boundaries in these situations means honoring your own needs, priorities, and dreams, and asserting your right to protect the time and energy required to nurture them. In setting boundaries, it is important to do so with clarity, consistency, and compassion. Communicate your boundaries calmly and clearly, without judgment or hostility, but also without equivocation or apology. Enforce them consistently, without wavering or making exceptions that undermine their integrity, and do so from a place of self-respect and respect for others, recognizing that healthy boundaries are not acts of aggression or rejection, but acts of self-love and self-preservation. When you set and maintain healthy boundaries, you reclaim your power and autonomy in the face of disrespect. You assert your right to protect your physical, emotional, and energetic spaces, and to direct your time and attention towards that which is truly meaningful and life-affirming. In doing so, you not only preserve your inner tranquility, but also create the conditions for healthy, mutually respectful relationships and the pursuit of your highest goals and aspirations. Lesson 10. Being the change. The 10th and final lesson is to be the change. This means not letting disrespect make you cynical, pessimistic, hopeless, or helpless. It means not letting it make you complacent, passive, resigned, or indifferent. It means not letting it make you a victim, a bystander, a follower, or a conformist. Why? Because change is possible for everything. Your happiness, success, fulfillment, purpose, dignity, integrity, honor, virtue, relationships, communication, cooperation, and harmony. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When we allow disrespect to breed cynicism, complacency, or a sense of helpless victimhood, we surrender our power to be the agents of positive change in our lives and in the world around us. Being the change means recognizing that while we cannot control the disrespect of others, we can control how we respond to it. It means choosing to meet disrespect not with passive resignation or reactive hostility, but with a proactive commitment to embodying the values of respect, compassion, and personal growth that we wish to see reflected in the world. Perhaps the disrespect you face stems from deeply entrenched societal prejudices, systemic injustices, or cycles of oppression and marginalization. In such cases, being the change means refusing to be a passive bystander or conformist, and instead using your voice, your actions, and your unwavering commitment to justice and equality to challenge and transform these oppressive structures. Or maybe the disrespect you encounter is more personal and localized: a toxic work environment, a dysfunctional family dynamic, or a social circle that has become mired in negativity and hostility. In these situations, being the change means leading by example, modeling the behavior you wish to see in others, and inspiring those around you to rise to a higher level of consciousness and mutual respect. Regardless of the specific circumstances, being the change requires a deep wellspring of optimism, hope, proactivity, and personal empowerment. It means cultivating an unshakable belief in your ability to be a force for positive transformation and a commitment to embodying that belief through your thoughts, words, and actions. When you are the change, you become a living embodiment of the Stoic ideals of virtue, wisdom, and equanimity. You transcend the confines of victimhood and reactivity, and instead radiate a quality of presence, authenticity, and inner strength that commands respect without demanding it. You become a leader, a role model, a catalyst, and a rebel, a beacon of hope and inspiration for others who aspire to rise above disrespect and live lives of purpose, dignity, and inner peace. Lesson 11. Finding the kernel of truth. The 11th lesson is to find the kernel of truth within disrespect. This means looking beyond the surface delivery of disrespect, the rude comment, harsh criticism, or hurtful joke, and discerning if there is any underlying validity, wisdom, or growth opportunity contained within it, however deeply buried or poorly expressed. It is easy to immediately dismiss or reject disrespect outright, writing it off as baseless, ignorant, or malicious. And in many cases, that reaction is fully warranted. Some disrespect truly is devoid of any redeemable truth or value. However, the Stoic sages understood that, even amidst the most wounding disrespect, there can exist morsels of truth that, once extracted from the soil of negativity, can shine a light on our blind spots and catalyze our growth. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. When we approach disrespect with an open mind and a receptive spirit, we create the conditions to perceive the truth that may lie beneath the surface, to discern the nuggets of insight amidst the dross of insult. Perhaps a disrespectful remark about your work performance, however tactless, contains a kernel of truth about an area you have been neglecting or needing to improve. Rather than feeling stung and defensive, explore if there is any validity to the feedback that you can apply towards enhancing your skills and achieving your potential. Or maybe a friend's insensitive joke about your appearance or personality, though delivered with hurtful intent, inadvertently exposes an insecurity or limiting belief about yourself that you have been unknowingly harboring. In this case, you can use the disrespect as a catalyst for deeper self-inquiry and self-acceptance. Even in cases where the disrespect seems to be an absolute distortion of the truth, rooted in the other person's biases, You can find truth in the reality that their behavior says more about their fears and inner turmoil than it does about you. This kernel of truth about the human condition can cultivate deeper compassion within you. In finding the kernel of truth within disrespect, you elevate yourself above the negativity and extract something of value, wisdom, insight, or an opportunity for growth that allows you to respond with presence and grace. You resist the temptation of defensiveness or retaliation and instead ask, where is the truth here that I can apply towards becoming a better version of myself? This is not to say that you must unconditionally accept all disrespect or make excuses for mistreatment. Maintaining boundaries and asserting your worth is essential. But within that framework, if you can find the kernel of truth that potentially awaits, you open yourself to comprehending the situation through a wider lens of perspective and possibility. When you embrace this practice, you affirm the Stoic belief that in every experience, no matter how challenging, there is something to be gained, a teaching, a mirror, or a catalyst for personal evolution. You exemplify a stance of humble curiosity over proud brittleness, and you remain grounded in responsive wisdom rather than reactive upset. By finding the kernel of truth within disrespect when it avails itself to you, you strengthen your ability to maintain tranquility while progressing along your personal path of growth. You transform disrespect from a source of anguish into a stepping stone towards greater understanding, compassion, and self-mastery. Truly, this is one of the highest victories of Stoic philosophy in practice. These 11 profound Stoic lessons provide a holistic and timeless framework for handling disrespect in our modern world with grace, rationality, and dignity. By embracing the path of Stoic wisdom, cultivating discernment and wisdom, committing to growth and self-improvement, establishing healthy boundaries, becoming catalysts for positive change, and finding the kernel of truth within disrespect, we can respond with equanimity, strength, and an unwavering commitment to our values and personal growth. The journey of applying these lessons is not always easy. It requires deep reserves of self-awareness, emotional resilience, and a willingness to confront our own limiting beliefs and patterns. But the rewards are immense: a life lived with integrity, inner peace, and a profound sense of personal empowerment in the face of adversity. As we navigate the inevitable disrespects and challenges of our modern world, may we draw inspiration and guidance from the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. May we have the courage to detach from personal offense, consider the true source of disrespect, and choose our battles wisely. May we respond with reason, learn from our experiences, and cultivate the grace of forgiveness and self-respect. And above all, may we respect others and ourselves, set healthy boundaries, become living embodiments of positive change, and find the kernel of truth that potentially awaits amidst the negativity and turmoil. For in doing so, we elevate the human experience, contributing to the creation of a more just, harmonious, and compassionate world for all. Such is the profound legacy and enduring relevance of Stoic philosophy. If you found value in this exploration of Stoic wisdom for handling disrespect, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Your support means the world and allows me to continue creating content to help enrich our shared journey of personal growth and self-mastery. Take a moment to hit that subscribe button and drop a like to let me know you appreciated this guide. Together, let us embody the virtues of the ancient Stoic sages and experience the profound freedom, resilience, and inner tranquility that await when we live in alignment with wisdom, courage, and integrity. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to our continued exploration of philosophy as a living practice for modern times. Stay strong, stay resilient, And as Marcus Aurelius reminded, waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one.